If everyone was scared, but what was it like to play? And I think, you know, you can go and demolish teams 6-7-0. You don't learn too much. Like, they would have learned so much about themselves this evening and about their abilities. And I know that Jurgen, of course, will talk to them now about the struggles, but the confidence of going from 2-0 down to winning the game, that again, it's another push towards the quadruple.
Yeah, and I think in these situations, at this stage of the season, you draw on all the positives. You forget the negatives. That first half will be erased out of their memories, out of their minds, because that's what you do. You look for the positives in this position to keep momentum. This team, they're the most informed team around in Europe right now. No team are doing what they're doing, making it look as easy and as comfortable as what they're doing. They, like Trent said in the VT interview before, they had a tough half where they were outplayed in that one half, but that shouldn't overshadow the way they've dealt with this whole semi-final. They've been imperious.
Football's magic, innit?
Oh no, it's just amazing, isn't it? Even the City Real Madrid game tomorrow is going to be, the first team are going to that one. I haven't made that one, but
you're on the bench.
I'll be watching because it's it's great.
Yeah. Let's have a look then at the way this game unfolded, really, and it was so much about Villareal in that first half, not just the goals, but the whole approach to the game from.
Yeah, I think we said before the game, it's a funny thing being 2-0 ahead and then start and, what do you think going into this? Should we sit back? Should we invite them on? Should we play our normal game? It's very, very difficult. But one thing that what they didn't want to do was concede early, because I said before the game again, it's either game over or game on, depending who scores the first goal. Keita certainly should be closing down better. He needs to get closer, stop that cross. He had plenty of time. On the back post, Andy Robertson, of course, he can see the danger, but he doesn't manage to snuff it out. Then the ball comes back, a little bit fortuitous. Virgil's on his heels, and they get the absolute dream start. 3 mistakes on the spin, and it's not like Liverpool.
It was a little bit of a mixture of both, really. I thought Liverpool were quite sloppy. They weren't getting out to people, not playing their usual game. Villarreal were getting in, but it was chalk and cheese from the first leg. They were getting after people. They were putting tackles in, and this header was fantastic. Great ball from Capoue, and Coquelin gets up at the back post, and Trent was on his heels, and he just had the motion.
How horrible is it, Rio, to play in a stadium, a cauldron-like atmosphere like this? And we'll see the Villareal press in a second, but when a team comes out so driven and so possessed and so desperate to do the job.
It's about being ready for it. I think you come here, you've got to expect that. This is a tight, small stadium compared to the big, huge stadiums that they're probably used to playing, especially like Anfield. And you have to expect this. This is the press that they came out with. They were on the front foot. They were higher in all areas compared to the game at Anfield. And there shouldn't have been any surprise. But you need this. You need your fans to lift you as well. But the fans react to what you put out there. And the guys in yellow shirts in the first half were immense. And Liverpool weren't ready. They didn't know how to deal with it. And it's a blueprint for many other teams if you're going to look at it and think, if we can play like this and put them under this pressure, we might get something out of it. Because the big thing for me is second half. I don't understand how this team come out second half and don't do exactly what they've done to get them into the position they were in the first half.
Would they be physically capable of doing that?
But me and Crouchy said this before, they got nothing else to play for this league. Make 3 subs at half time even and say, listen, let's go for it. If someone's put your hand up, be honest, if you're struggling physically, come off that pitch. If you've given me your all, I'm going to get someone else on there. You can't play Liverpool in second or third gear. You've got to be at full tilt to be able to compete with this team. If you're not, they showed you what happens in the second half, you get dealt with.
You spoke to a Spanish journalist, Jay, didn't you? He said we were expecting them to do that. It felt for me they've got nothing else to play for. They had to keep that energy and that pressing up, but it was like they sat back on purpose. It was a tactical decision to sort of allow Liverpool to come onto them, and it was the wrong decision, obviously.
Liverpool must have just come out for the second half and just thought, hallelujah. They've stopped. They're letting us play, and that's the reality. They let Liverpool play.
Yeah, I think that's what we all were sitting upstairs thinking, saying, wow, Liverpool, if Villareal come out on the press again, it's a much harder second half, I think, for Liverpool. But you have to give Liverpool credit. They smelt some blood, and they went and dealt with it. And they were immense in this second half. They punished this Villareal team.
Yeah, there's 2 theories, isn't there? They either weren't physically capable of going again, or they are just creeping out, doesn't he? And he changes his mind last minute, I'm sure of it. He almost changes his legs, stutters, and hits it hard. The goalkeeper still should save it.
Got to do better, isn't he, the goalkeeper?
The goalkeeper actually making that little move that you just saw there, actually encouraged for being able to shoot instead of crossing it. I bet he wishes he didn't.
And then there is the momentum change.
Oh yeah, it shifted straight away, and you
felt it in here, didn't we?
Yeah, you could sense it, and Liverpool could sense it, and that's why they're killers, because they sensed that and they capitalised on it with more goals.
I think Virgil touched on it in that interview we done there. Diaz, the difference maker. Yes, Villareal stepped off the gas, but Diaz coming 1v1 was a big difference, and this is his goal. Trent, to be fair, Trent could cross this ball with his right foot. Look at the space he's got here when it gets out to him. This is the difference between Trent and a lot of other players. He's now adding the left foot to his armoury. Most other right backs there get the ball out of their feet on the right foot and cross it. No, I want to change the angle up here, and it's a good header in the end. But Diaz, for me, was the difference maker, and that ability to go 1v1. Foyth, who found it difficult in parts in the first half, this guy came on and was mesmeric.
Yeah, I've never seen a player hit the ground running like him. When you consider all the things that he is, playing in a foreign country, doesn't speak the language, all these, to pick up the way Liverpool play straight away like he has is just incredible. And now, no question about it, he's a starter in any big game.
In the final he starts.
And I think they've got great strikers here at Anfield. He's something different. He wants to get you 1v1 and run at you at all times. That's his first thought. Salah would want to get the ball in behind a lot of the time. You get the ball to feet, shift it and shoot. But the dribbling, how he uneases and unnerves defenders, his trickery. I mean, he's balanced. This bit here, he gets a yard, moves defenders. I think he's a fabulous player, man. What a player! He's one of my signings, if not the sign of the season for me.
And out of possession as well. Out of possession, he's just Liverpool. He doesn't go down, roll, even when he gets fouled and he doesn't get given it, he doesn't start rolling, he doesn't start complaining, he just gets up, starts sprinting, chasing the ball back, and that's just, you can't buy that initial reaction to losing the ball. He just wants to go and win it back again.
But the signing as well, it was the timing of the signing as well. Liverpool were going through, they were winning games, but they were going through a little bit of a lull, and he came in and he's invigorated the whole dressing room. I spoke to Jurgen Klopp about him, and he said, he comes in, I've never seen anyone enjoy football so much. He loves coming in every day, he enjoys what he does, and it's showing.
I think what's great as well, when a player comes in, the first thing you want to do, we've all been there when you join a club, you want to impress your teammates. You want your teammates to respect what you're about. And he's coming in immediately, they've all swarmed to him. They love what he's about, his energy and his aura that he's given off. And the fact that he's coming on and impacting games as well just gives it even that bigger amount of oomph.
And we should see the last goal, because to round it off, Liverpool won the game on the night.
Yeah, I mean, this was... you could feel it. So for the first 5-10 minutes of that second half, it was just one-way traffic. The game was amazing in many ways. Liverpool absolutely battered Villareal, both halves at Anfield, and then they've been battered in one half, and then no half has been close. And that was obviously icing on the cake. Goalkeeper again making a bad decision. You can see Sadio Mane's in his own half, can't be offside. And it's a nice finish, I'm thinking here,
hit it.
You are on, yeah. He does everything perfectly. He takes that extra touch, doesn't he, just to simplify the finish a little bit more. But even then, on your 8 foot, you're still thinking, concentrate here. But that was dead and buried after that one.
Brilliant. Rio, I keep seeing you looking down the touchline. Are you waiting for are you trying to get another player to come?
Yeah, you just want someone to come and just tell you what it feels like and how the atmosphere.
Who would you most like?
Salah, probably.
Right, we'll try and make that work. Stay with us. We'll try and get Mo Salah to the desk.